Hey there, so here on the Recovering Perfectionist Diaries, I wanted to talk to you today about what I've been thinking about, which is how I utilize food and exercise as coping mechanisms through my life stressors, and how you can think about and reframe what your coping mechanisms are. We live in such a fear-based world. We never know what's going to happen, and more we unconsciously probably walk in this world, especially in terms of sometimes our food, and especially if you tend to be over restrictive or a binge eater, which usually it's both, or a compulsive exerciser, so like exercise addict sort of. It's not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing, it's just what it is as a coping mechanism for your stressors in your life. So right now, I am like 6 weeks away or less from graduating, and I have to have my research presentation and project done in less than that amount of time. And things are shifting and changing, and it's crunch time. So that's a lot of not only transition points, but it's a lot of stressors. And it's an excellent time for excuses of not getting things done or wanting to do other things to procrastinate as a way to cope with that stressor. And some people might turn to alcohol, some people turn towards other things to distract them, or food, or TV and Netflix, and I tend to do all of them. We all do, but today I want us to all think about, including myself, when those stressors happens and when those trigger points happen for you. Maybe it's for example, going to the fridge. You go to the fridge because you're like bored or stressed out. You just want to procrastinate, not doing whatever you have to get done or addressing what has to get done that correlates with that stressor. And instead, take a step back and take a moment to think, if I wasn't doing insert trigger or action trigger, like reaching for the peanut butter in the fridge, what would I be doing, or what am I addressing that is correlated with this? So for me, maybe I want to watch a marathon of Girls so I don't have to deal with the fact that I have a lot of written stuff to get done or emails to think about or to create correlations, and I feel like I just feel stuck and I can't get it done. I'm not smart enough. But if I just automatically press play and didn't think about it, then I wouldn't get it done, right? Or I wouldn't address the issue at hand. But it's just noting what are my coping, but more importantly, whether I have the solution or not today, it's and recognizing that, watching TV or whatever is not, it's not the worst coping mechanism. It's not the best mechanism, but it is a coping one. And am I using it as a place to actually to rest and digest in my life through the stressors? And coping mechanisms don't have to be bad. Or am I using this coping mechanism as my crutch and procrastination tool instead? And the same can be for whatever it is in your life right now. And especially if you are a recovering perfectionist like me, and we tend to want to control things, and things don't go as the way we plan, a few things happen. We either get super restrictive and hyper-focus mode, and that pushes a lot of people away, and it's hard to let go of things that don't go our way. Or we tend to procrastinate because we know we can't do it perfectly. And I'm sure there's other ways we manifest it as well, but those are typically two big points. We either go one way or the other. And so it's just noting what your coping mechanism is, taking that step back when that trigger happens. It's not necessarily a bad thing or good thing, and that trigger that leads you to the coping mechanism. It doesn't have to be a good thing or a bad thing. It is what it is. And then taking a moment to think, okay, if I didn't have to come here right now, what would I be doing, or what is it that I'm not addressing right now in my own life? And is it the fear that I can't do this paper? Is it the fear that I'm going to do it badly? Is it because I feel stupid, I don't know what I'm doing? Is it, if it was whatever it is for you. So it's taking a step back and addressing the fear, and then seeing what that is, and if there are actionable steps you can take towards it. or sometimes they're not action items. And you know what? And you can make the conscious choice of like, I am not going to deal with this right now. I am honestly just going to cope by watching some Gilmore Girls or whatever. And that is okay because I've been working all day. Or I'm going to enjoy some delicious chocolate cake that I made. And that's okay. Or you can decide, I'm going to take an action step and actually get some things done. And then enjoy like some chocolate cake or go to class or whatever you want to, like spin class or whatever it is, It's just realizing and being conscious and aware of where our coping or our triggers are, where our coping styles are, and how we want to address that. So that's my question I posed to you today, all my recovering perfectionists. Where are you coping in your life, and how does that manifest, and is that something you want to keep, to be conscious of, or change? And that is where I'm going to leave you with tonight.